Hello, friends. Welcome to Target UPSC. Myself, Dr. Sudarshan. As you have been already associated through us, either through Environment Batch or through Telegram channel. So I welcome you all to this session on Science and Technology module. After Environment Batch, there has been many requests for this module, and we took some time to start it, and we are really sorry for the delay. To start with, I want to give a brief description about myself. Myself, Dr. Sudarshan Luda. I've cleared prelims 6 times, gave 3 mains, and got selected with a rank of 571. I got almost 140 plus marks in most of my prelims examination, and so I started this initiative of Target UPSC along with News. Science and technology has been the most important paper as far as people. So first we'll discuss the strategy, what we are going to do and what you should do in this sessions, kya karna chahiye, and we are going to briefly talk you about the strategies with respect to science and technology. Science and technology, as I said, कि जो 90 से, if you want to go from 90 to 120, 130, or you have to clear your IFS examination, science and technology and environment are the two courses which are of the most important for students. So science and technology, please do not neglect it. Most of the students from arts background, from commerce background, because of the difficulty level, they skip science and technology from their prelims part, and it becomes very difficult to clear prelims if you do not have command over science and technology. So I would recommend everyone to have a basic knowledge about science and technology. Secondly, what should be the strategy? Strategy should be on static, covering the static part, covering the current part, and covering the concept also. So we will be working on all these three fronts. We cannot rely only on current affairs and hope to clear this prelims. So we need to focus on all the three parts, that is static, current, and concept. Next is UPSC usually asks questions which are futuristic, which is based on futuristic technology. So make sure your focus during this preparation, during this course, or during your science and technology preparation should be on futuristic technology or futuristic concepts which could make a huge impact. So last year there was a question on Internet of Things. So this year there can be a question on blockchain technology or fourth industrial revolution. Last year there was a question on gene editing, that is Cas9. So it is a futuristic technology which could help us treat genetic disorders. So to focus on that, it is very much important. Next important thing is focusing on NCRTs. It's a must reading 9th and 10th NCRT, and we'll be covering that NCRT in this course. Making notes of science and technology is the most important thing, because at the last moment you do not have the crux interlinked notes in your hand, and these notes should be updated regularly. Regularly. In this session of our preparation, what you need to do is you have to make notes as I speak in the class. There won't be any PDF, but you have to make notes simultaneously. To make sure you make notes on white paper, blank paper, or you make notes on in your book. So the most preferable way to make notes would be on the white paper, so as you can update it regularly. So वो एक बहुत important चीज what I would like to tell you with respect to making notes. Next important thing ये है कि PIB is also important, and we have covered in our course. We have covered PIB, so do not worry about it. And science and technology is also useful for mains. There are almost 2 to 3 questions in paper 3. So you should know about these courses when you study about, when you are studying from prelims perspective, make sure you study from mains perspective also. In science and technology, you should also focus on organizations and schemes. There are various organizations. Today we'll see 4 or 5 organizations. So these organizations are also much important from science and technology point of view. So you should know about that. You should also know about, and the focus should be on interlinkages. So that is much more important. Next, to tell you about the course, how we are going to go through the course. First and the most important thing which we are going to cover is we are going to cover our the whole science and technology in various subtopics. First, we will cover nuclear technology. Next, we'll go to biotechnology. When we go to biotechnology, we'll cover some basic aspect of biology also along with it. Because until you know the difference between DNA, RNA, until you know difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells, you won't be able to understand about biotechnology. Third, in this biotechnology, we would also be looking after the COVID-19 thing, because it comes into what is reverse transcriptase PCR, what is rapid diagnostic test, everything would be covered in biotechnology. Simultaneously, we'll be covering organization related to biotechnology. Next, we would go to we'll also go to health, which would be a separate topic. Then information technology, as in separate topic. Information technology and cybersecurity would be covered in a interlinked way. We would cover the difference between Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. We'll also cover difference between RFID and NFC, which are futuristic technologies. As you know, FASTag is coming for highway for toll collection on highways. So it's a RFID technology. So you should know about NFC also. Next, we would also cover about we'll also cover in our sessions about space and defense. So all these topics will be covered in our next few lectures. So you should know about all these topics which we would cover. And if you are not able to attend live lectures also, you would get recorded lectures. So you should not worry about it. And one thing is, you have to make notes while you while you are going through these lectures. So make sure you make notes as soon as possible. To start with, the most important topic today which we are going to start is with respect to nuclear technology. So what do you understand by nuclear technology? That's the most important question which comes to mind, is what do you understand by nuclear technology? So write down, it refers to technology that involve nuclear reaction of the atomic nuclei. It involves nuclear reaction of the atomic nuclei. You should know about this nuclear technology. So under nuclear technology, before going to nuclear technology, you should know about 4 basic forces which are present in our universe. First is gravitational force, which is one of the weakest force. Next is electromagnetic force. This force works between positive charged and negatively charged particles. Third is weak nuclear force. And fourth is strong nuclear force. So these 4 forces you should know when you're going through about any science and technology concept. So gravitational force is between 2 masses, and it is one of the weakest. Electromagnetic force, as I said, it is between positive linked and negative linked, and it is one of the strongest. Weak nuclear force is responsible for nuclear decay, or you also know it as radioactive decay. So the question can come, which force is responsible for which force is responsible for radioactivity, or which force is responsible for nuclear decay? Is weak nuclear force. You should know about this weak nuclear force. Where do you find strong nuclear force? Strong nuclear force is found in the nucleus of the atom, where both protons are bound together. Protons and neutrons are bound together. So there you find strong nuclear force. So during nuclear reaction, you find activity at strong nuclear force. So you should know about both this concept of weak nuclear force and strong nuclear force. Strong nuclear force is you find at the nucleus of the atom, and it binds both positrons and neutrons together very tightly. And weak nuclear force is responsible for radioactivity. So radioactivity is defined as when an unstable nuclear breaks up. There are 3 types of decays. So whenever there is an unstable nuclei, there can be alpha decay, there can be beta decay, and there can be gamma decay. Alpha decay is when an atom, unstable atom, releases an helium nuclei. Beta is when it emits an electron or positron. Positron is electron with a positive charge. And third is gamma decay. Gamma decay is release of energy in the form of photons. So you should know about this. And this release is because of weak nuclear force. The force in the nucleus is weak, and such atoms such as helium nuclei and electron or proton or photon is released from the nucleus. So you should know about these four forces. Basically, nuclear technology has various applications. So nuclear technology involves activity at the atom nuclei, and there is reaction at the nuclei. So if you take nuclear technology, it has applications in various fields. First important field which you should know is with respect to generation of energy. So nuclear technology is the most important use of nuclear technology is generation of energy, and the generation happens through two ways. First is fission reaction, and other is fusion reaction. Make notes as you go through these lectures. In fission reactions, the atom is broken down. The uranium atom, if you look at the concept, the uranium atom is broken down into two atoms, which we would look later. And once you break this atom into two parts, there is generation of another atoms. So there are generation of two different atoms, elements, and these elements are of two different. It's not uranium again. So there are two different atoms which are generated. Along with it, there is loss of mass, and this mass is converted into energy. And it follows, the nuclear reaction follows the principle of Einstein, that is energy release is equal to mc square. Energy released is equal to mc square. M is the mass and c is the speed of light. The amount of energy related is directly proportional to the mass loss. So uranium, if the quantity of uranium which is the fission reaction takes place is, suppose there is 100 grams, this atom which would be generated would be new atom or new element which would be generated would be of 54 grams, and this would be of, imagine, 44 grams. So the total mass would be 98, and the 2 grams which would be lost would be converted into energy. And that energy is which we are capturing in nuclear reactor, and we are generating energy, or we are generating electricity from this. Similarly, fusion reaction also takes place. Fusion reaction takes place in sun and stars, where the hydrogen atom combine together to form helium atom, and then this in this reaction some amount of mass is lost, and this mass is converted into energy. And this type of reaction requires huge amount of energy in the form of high temperature. So to carry out fusion reaction, you need high temperature. So it's not possible. There are no fusion reactor which are working presently. Only fusion reactor are in experimental stage. One of the important experiments which is going on worldwide is which you should know is International Thermonuclear Experiment, IT, Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. It is a fusion reactor which is built with association of many nations, and India is also part of this initiative of ITER. It's a fusion reactor. There's a concept of cold fusion also, where it's theoretical concept where they have suggested that the atoms can be fused together, and there can be fusion at low temperatures also, but it's not tried anywhere around the world. But there is a concept of cold fusion also, so you should know about this fission reaction and fusion reaction. And the energy which we are getting from this is converted into the mass is converted into energy. So ये एक बहुत important topic you should know about this nuclear reaction. Then nuclear technology is also used for generation for irradiation in cancer. So irradiation of cancers. So the various radioactive what do you say elements are used, such as cobalt, iodine. Radioactive iodine is used for treatment of various diseases. So you should know about this, that nuclear technology is also used dealing with or for treating cancers. There's one type of reactors you should know as cyclotron. ये current affairs है. Cyclotron is an instrument through which, or it's a system through which we are generating radioactive elements which are needed for treatment of diseases. So it's a device which helps in generation of this radioactive elements. So ये cyclotron आपको पता चाहिए, and one of the famous cyclotron which is in use is cyclotron 30, which is based in Kolkata. It's one of the largest cyclotron. So cyclotron का importance आपको पता चाहिए. Then nuclear technology is also used in agriculture. We have to increase the shelf life of onions and of the vegetables. What we are doing is we are radiating the vegetables through radioactive material so that the shelf life of the product increases as we are killing the bacteria. So ये एक आपको simultaneously पता चाहिए कि this nuclear technology is also used there. Nuclear technology is also used in defense. As you know, we have missiles. We have missiles for a defense purpose. So nuclear technology is also used there. One important part you should know is space may be nuclear technology is used, and there is a reactor known as kilopower, which is generated by NASA. And this reactor, kilopower reactor, they are aiming to use this reactor, nuclear reactor, in space, so that if you are able to travel to Mars, the amount of we would need energy, we would need electricity to survive, and they are planning to use this kilopower reactor, a small reactor, to get energy. So nuclear technology is also used in in space. So these are the important concepts you should know about nuclear technology. So as you know, the most important fuel in any nuclear technology or nuclear reactor is uranium. And uranium is found in two forms, that is uranium-235 and uranium-238. Maximum which is found in Earth's crust is uranium-238, that is 99.7%, and 99.3%, and 0.7% is 235. And 235 is the active or fissile part of the uranium, which is radioactive and which is used for as a fuel. So any compound having any element having so these are known as isotopes. The atomic number is same, but the mass is different. So they are known as isotopes. So what do you mean by isobar? Similarly, when you go through NCERT, there's concept of isobars. Isobars are the elements. They can be two different elements having same atomic mass but different atomic number. Atomic number is defined by number of protons, and atomic Mass is defined by protons plus neutrons. So you should know about this basic difference between isotope and isobars. Isobar is same atomic mass and different atomic number, and isotope is same atomic number. There's also one concept jab, allo when you go through the NCRTs, you find one more concept which is in news, which you find is allotropes. What do you mean by allotropes? Allotropes, this term is used for carbon. So carbon is present in our nature in various formats. So it's present the various structures. So first structure is graphite. It's also present in the form of diamonds. So whenever an element has 2 or 3 formats or structural formats such as carbon, these graphite and diamonds are known as allotropes of carbon. तो ये एक NCERT का term है जो basics में बताना चाहता था. You should know about this. When you go through when you want to study about uranium, you should know the highest reserve of uranium, and in some books they are also given the highest produced. It's in Australia and followed by Kazakhstan. तो ये आपको दो पता चाहिए कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड कजाकिस्तान आर द इम्पोर्टेंट कंट्रीज जहां यू विल फाइंड यूरेनियम इन द हाईएस्ट क्वांटिटी. तो बोथ रिजर्व एंड प्रोडक्शन, तो ये दो कंट्रीज यू शुड नो. इन इंडिया यूरेनियम इज फाउंड एट डिफरेंट प्लेसेस. तो आपको पता चाहिए कि यूरेनियम कहाँ कहाँ मिलता है. इट्स फाउंड इन तमलपल्ले माइंस. Tamallapalle mines in Andhra Pradesh. It's also found in Jadugada mines in in Jharkhand. It's also found in various parts of Singapore. It's also found in Udaipur. In Rajasthan, they're also found in around Khetri mines, where you find copper also. So in Maharashtra, they are found in Gondia. Recently in Andhra Pradesh, they have found uranium reserves in one of the important tiger reserves, which is in use is Amrabad tiger reserves. So around that Amrabad tiger reserves, we have also found uranium reserves. In Jharkhand, you should know about Bhatil. There also you find uranium reserves. Then Turamdi is also one of the important places which you should know where uranium is found. It's also in Jharkhand. Next important place is Narva Pahar. तो ये बहुत important places है जहां आपको पता चाहिए कि कहां कहां यूरेनियम मिलता है. It's also found in Bhima Basin. And the organizations which is responsible for this, working on uranium mining is Uranium Corporation of India Limited. So the organization which works with uranium mining, or which is responsible for uranium mining, is Uranium Corporation of India Limited. It comes under Department of Atomic Energy, and Department of Atomic Energy comes under Prime Ministers. So Prime Minister look after Department of Atomic Energy, and one of the important organization under Department of Organization is Uranium Corporation of India Limited, and this organization is responsible for mining of uranium. And the headquarters of Uranium Corporation of India Limited is in Singapore, because most of the uranium mines are were present in Jharkhand, so the office is in Singapore. So you should know about the Uranium Corporation of India Limited. Next important concept, next important जो fuel है which is used in nuclear technology is thorium. Thorium basically is found in monazite soil. So they are found in monazite soils, and the Department of Atomic Energy also looks after this monazite soil and mining of this monazite from thorium. Monazite is a mineral, and it has thorium. And India is one of the largest producer of, or India has the largest reserve, one of the largest reserve of thorium. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. बहुत जगह कंफ्यूजन है कि थोरियम बेसिकली कहाँ मिलता है and which state has the highest thorium reserves. Going through various NCERTs and thoda sa research करने में what I found is Andhra Pradesh and the coastal region of Andhra Pradesh has the highest, followed by Tamil Nadu, coastal region of Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Kerala. So these regions have one of the highest numbers of what do you say, thorium reserves, and thorium is a very important fuel. There's various reasons why we are moving from thorium is said to be the best fuel for nuclear energy. The reason is the mining of thorium is less, so there's less radioactivity and less harmful. The mining, less harmful mining of thorium. Secondly, the half-life is less, so that it disintegrates fast and there's less chances of what do you say, any side effects. So half-life is less. Next, generation of nuclear what do you say, weapons from thorium is very difficult. Weapon generation from thorium, it's very difficult. So the chances of using this technology or using this fuel for any other purpose, it's very difficult. And thorium-based fuel, thorium-based power plants generate less waste or less harmful waste. So thorium-based fuels are also recommended. And next, the last is India has one of the highest reserves of thorium. You should know about all these things while you are studying for thorium. Ki thorium, where do you find thorium, and why we are promoting thorium based fuel. तो ये concept आपको पता चाहिए whenever you are looking into the concept of nuclear power plants. Next important topic जो आपको पता चाहिए is so as I told you, there are two types of reactor, that is a fission reactor and fusion reactor. And whenever you see about what do you say, the India's journey towards nuclear technology, India, Doctor. So India has various research reactors. So there are various research reactors which you should know, which India has, and which are important for doing research on nuclear technology. The first important research reactor which you should know is Apsara. And as I had asked this question in our Telegram group, Apsara is a research reactor which we got, which was built with the help of United Kingdom. So UK was playing an important role, and it is set up at PARC, that is Bhabha Atomic Research Center in Tromsø. Bombay near Mumbai. Next important research reactor you should know is Dhruva, and it is also set up at BARC. तो ये बहुत important नाम आपको पता चाहिए कि it's one of the India's largest research reactor, and it is a primary source for weapon grade plutonium. It's one of the largest source for plutonium, weapon grade plutonium. तो ये आपको side by side पता चाहिए. Next important research reactor you should know is CIRUS. The full form of CIRUS is Canadian Indian Reactor Uranium System. Reactor Uranium System. Canadian Indian Reactor Uranium System. It's also set up as BARC, and it was built with the help of Canada. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए कि क्या यूज है इसका, and what do you say, why it was set up, and mostly the activities are towards nuclear technology research. There's one more reactor which you should know. It's Kamini. That is Kalpakkam mini reactor. Kalpakkam mini reactor. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए with respect to nuclear technology. One more reactor you should know is Prototype, and this is in Kalpakkam, Tamil Nadu. One more reactor which you should know is Prototype Fast Breeder Reactor, which has been developed also at Kalpakkam, and it is developed by an organization known as Bhavani. I'll later tell you the full form of, but it's also developed by an PSU known as Bhavani. So these are the important research reactors. Recently, Apsara has been upgraded. So the recent reactor, which is known as Apsara U, that is upgraded Apsara. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए when you are looking into research reactor. Then next type of reactor is nuclear reactor which generates energy. So India has three-phased program. In which, in the first reactor we have pressurized heavy water reactor. In the next stage we have fast breeder reactor, and in last stage we have thorium based reactor. तीन stages हैं इंडिया के nuclear energy program के. First is pressurized heavy water reactor, next is fast breeder reactor, and third is thorium based reactor. तो ये basic आपको nuclear reactors के बारे में पता चाहिए. And these reactors, I would like to tell you few of the important reactors which are all over India. So you should know about कि basically कहाँ nuclear reactors है इंडिया में. So please write it down, the places where you find. First important place is Kakrapar. It's in Gujarat. Kakrapar. Next is Rawatbhata. It's in Rajasthan. Please write down fast. Rawatbhata. Next is Gorakhpur. This Gorakhpur, it's in Haryana. Then Kudankulam. Next is Kalpakkam, also in Tamil Nadu. Chutka, at Chutka we are also making a new nuclear power plant. Chutka is in Madhya Pradesh. Next is Kaiga, that is Karnataka. Next is Mahi Baswara. Mahi Baswara, it's in Rajasthan. In Maharashtra, we are building at Jaitapur. And this Jaitapur reactor is built with the help of France. It's also always in East. Next is Kovada. It's in Andhra Pradesh. And it's also news because USA wants to build reactors in this power plant. Next is Mitiwardi. It's in Gujarat. Mitiwardi is in Gujarat. Next is Haripur. It's in West Bengal. We have one more reactor is Tarapur. That is Maharashtra. And last is Narora in UP. So these are the famous nuclear reactors which you should know. Which you should know when you are looking the places and the places जहाँ जहाँ ये nuclear reactors हैं तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. And there can be an MCQ related to कौन से जगह पर कौन सा nuclear reactor है. Next, nuclear reactor में there are few components which you should know. First, there is core where the reaction takes place, and the reaction में क्या होता है कि the uranium or plutonium it breaks down, and once it breaks down, it releases more neutrons, and these neutrons again hit the uranium, and there's a what do you say chain reaction. There's a chain reaction which takes place in the core of the nuclear reactor. One important concept you should know, there's a coolant which is used, and the coolant, what it does is it transfers this heat to the turbines. So it transfers this heat in the form of steam to the turbines, and there is a movement of the turbines and electricity is generated. So as this is a chain reaction, it's very difficult. If there's too many chain reactions simultaneously working, there could be a blast. And to control this chain reaction, there are two components which are used in the nuclear reactor. That is moderator, and the common moderator which is used is heavy water, H2O. It is also known as G2O, and graphite. So what does this moderator do is it slows down the speed of neutrons, because what does this neutron does is it goes and hit another uranium or plutonium, and there's a continuous reaction. So what this moderator does is it slows down the speed. तो कूलेंट का फंक्शन आपको पता चल गया. कूलेंट का फंक्शन क्या है? And you came to know about the function of moderator, that is slowing the speed. And another thing which is control rods. What this controlled rods does is it absorbs the excess of neutrons. Absorbs. So it slows down the what do you say? The speed of the nuclear reaction. So if there is unrestricted nuclear reaction, there could be a blast. So ये आपको, and boron rods are commonly used as nuclear reactors. So ये आपको पता चाहिए when you are looking after. When you are reading about moderator, you should know about that normal H2O can also be used as a moderator. Graphite can also be used as moderator, and heavy water, that is D2O, heavy hydrogen atom, is also can be used as moderator. Beryllium can also be used. Again, normal water can also be used, and most of the reactors around the world uses normal water. They also use D2O, but almost 70% of times they use normal water. So MCQ can be on this part. What is a common moderator? And the function of moderator is slow down the speed, and the function of control rod is to absorb excess of electron. And both of them are working towards slowing down this chain reaction. And we have controlled availability of energy. And the function of coolant is to get this heat out of the core and take this heat to the what do you say water, so that we can generate steam out of it. तो ये एक important आपको चीज पता चाहिए. When you are looking some important terms जो आपको पता चाहिए when you are जब भी आप nuclear energy के बारे में पढ़ रहे हो. तो as I said, first step in हमारे यहाँ first step is जो first step है, sorry, is फर्स्ट स्टेज जो हमारे न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट का है, न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी जनरेशन इज pressurized heavy water reactor. In this, what we use as a fuel, जो आपको पता चाहिए, is यूरेनियम 235 एंड यूरेनियम 238. तो ये फ्यूल आप मोस्टली यूरेनियम 235 यूज करते हैं. And uranium, as I said at the start, uranium 35 is the fissile material. जो भी active radioactive material है is uranium 235, जो 0.7% में है हमारे अर्थ में. And जब भी आप न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर बनाना चाहते हो या न्यूक्लियर वेपन if you want to make, what you need to do is increase the concentration of this 235 compared to 238. So this the process of increasing the concentration of 235 compared to 38 is known as enrichment. The process is known as enrichment. तो आपको ये पता चाहिए कि सबसे important process is enrichment. And there were sanctions on Iran, and what they did is they curbed the facility for enrichment. Whenever you have the capacity to enrich the uranium to a weapon grade uranium, that is 20% or 40% or 80%, your chances of making nuclear weapons increases. So what did USA and they did was they blocked their facility which were responsible for enrichment, and this enrichment is done through the process of you should know as centrifugation. So centrifugation is the process which is responsible for enrichment, and enrichment is increasing the concentration of 235 compared to 238. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. तो as I said, pressurized heavy water reactor और first stage में हम क्या कर रहे हैं, fuel 235 ले रहे हैं, and there's a covering of 238 uranium, both uranium 235 and 238. And what we are doing through this is जब भी so the output is the 235 is broken down, the neutron is released, and this neutron goes into this 238, and this 238 is converted into 239 plutonium. तो ये क्या होता है कि यूरेनियम 238 is converted into 239 plutonium, and plutonium is also one of the important, what do you say, material which is responsible for, or which is also fissile material similar to, it's a fissile material similar to uranium, what do you say, uranium 235. क्या तैयार हो रहा है, प्लूटोनियम फर्स्ट स्टेज से क्या तैयार हो रहा है, प्लूटोनियम 239. सो प्लूटोनियम 239 का भी हम what we are doing is we are using this, sorry, we are using plutonium 239 into our second stage. Second stage is fast breeder reactor. Fast breeder reactor ka there's a advantage is what we are doing in fast breeder reactor, we are using at core plutonium 239, and this is covered by uranium 238. So again this plutonium 239 breaks down and it releases a neutron and energy, and this neutron goes into this uranium 238 and it is again converted into plutonium 239. So again this plutonium 239 is generated for fuel. So in fast breeder reactor we are continuously generating fuel for the next reaction. So it is a process, it's a reaction. जो fast breeder reactor उसमें क्या हो रहा है, what we are doing is we are again creating fuel for ourselves. So ज़्यादा fuel, what we are generating is more fuel, because जो कवरिंग है वो कवरिंग किसका है, यूरेनियम 238 का है. तो यू शुड नो अबाउट दिस. द कोर इज प्लूटोनियम, द कवरिंग इज 238, एंड अगेन वी आर जनरेटिंग प्लूटोनियम 239. In second stage of fast breeder reactor, what we are doing is we are putting plutonium. There's a covering of thorium. There's one more thorium का product which is you should know, जो ये है, that is what we are doing in the second stage, the advanced stage of second stage is we are putting thorium 232 as a covering. जब थोरियम 232 लगाते हैं सेकेंड स्टेज के कवरिंग में, तो दिस थोरियम इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू यूरेनियम 233, which is a fissile part or which is fissile material or which can be used as a fuel. So what we are doing is in the second part of the second stage we are generating uranium 233, and this uranium 233 is used in the third stage. Third stage में the fuel is uranium 233 and the covering is thorium 232. And again this thorium is जो covering होता है uranium 233 breakdown होता है, the neutrons are emitted, they go into thorium 233 and it is converted into uranium 233. So again ये पूरा reaction चलता है. So the fuel for first stage is plutonium. The fuel for first stage is uranium 235. Second stage is plutonium 239 and third stage is uranium 233. लेकिन covering किसकी होती है? 232 thorium, which is again converted into uranium 233. So hope you have understood these three stages of our nuclear energy. ये एक बहुत important concept है, and you must have also understood the meaning of enrichment, the meaning of centrifugation, what does it mean, so all the parts of nuclear reactor. जो मैं starting में बोल रहा था कि second stage India is in first stage. What we are trying to do is move from first stage to second stage. Second stage we are just entering, and we have been developing prototype fast breeder reactor, जो starting में मैंने बोला research reactor being developed at Kalpakkam, and it is developed by Bhavani organization named, short named is Bhavani. I'll tell you the details. लेकिन ये आपको पता चाहिए, तो all the three stages have been explained. If you have any doubt, you can always call me. The full form of Bhavani is भारतीय नभिक्य विद्युत निगम लिमिटेड, भारतीय नभिक्य विद्युत निगम लिमिटेड. तो ये आपको भवानी का full form पता चाहिए. One of the important organization related to nuclear, the regulation of nuclear technologies, Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. It's based in Mumbai, and it gets power under Atomic Energy Act 1962, Atomic Energy 19 Act 62 से उसको होता है, and the president has got the power to establish this Atomic Energy Regulatory Board under this Atomic Energy Act 1962. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. But most of the members of Atomic Energy Regulatory Board are nominated by government itself, and it is said there is a criticism to this regulatory body that it is not an independent body. It works under the functioning. It works under the complete regulation of government, whereas regulatory body should work independently. So ये आपको पता चाहिए. And one more thing you should know about Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, that is the headquarters in Mumbai. Few of the important nuclear reactors which you should know is, one is Rupar. It's a nuclear reactor which we are building. India and Russia are building together in Bangladesh. Rupar. So it's a nuclear reactor. One more nuclear reactor which is in news is Russia. Russia has built a floating nuclear reactor, that is Akademik Lomonosov. Akademik. I'll write down the spelling. Akademik Lomonosov. तो ये एक फ्लोटिंग रिएक्टर है. क्वेश्चन, there's less chances of it coming, लेकिन आपको पता चाहिए. One important organization simultaneously आपको पता चाहिए, National Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, NPCIL. It also comes under Department of Atomic Energy, and it is the organization which is responsible for building all the nuclear reactors in India. So NPCIL is it's also जो आपको पता चाहिए कि कौन सी organization and what is the role of it. तो ये पता चाहिए. With respect to, as I said, कि जो भी nuclear elements use हो रहे हैं for medical industry, अगर if someone wants to use medical radioactive material for medical industry, and they have to take permission of AERB. So AERB regulates the medical organizations which use radioactive element, तो उसका regulation AERB ही करता है, तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. When you look after our defense forces and defense forces, तो ये आपको पता चाहिए कि इंडिया हैज न्यूक्लियर पावर्स, इंडिया इज अ न्यूक्लियर पावर, and the decision to take anything with respect to any missile, nuclear missile, is with nuclear command authority. And nuclear command authority has two parts: political council and executive council. Political council is headed by PM, and executive council is headed by NSA, that is National Security Advisor. Executive council gives advice to political council whether the nuclear weapons has to be used or not to be used, and this decision is implemented by, if they take a decision, the implementation is by Strategic Force Command. It's a tri-service command, तो ये आपको Strategic Force Command आपको पता चाहिए. तो Nuclear Command Authority, you should know about Nuclear Command Authority. One more thing you should know about is one more organization, Nuclear Recycle Board. And Nuclear Recycle Board, it's entity within Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and it is responsible for all the operations in nuclear plants with respect to recycling of fuel, with respect to recycling of fuel, and the functions related to its the regulation is by Nuclear Recycle Board. तो ये आपको बेसिक थोड़ा सा उसके you should know about this. And India has, so as I said कि there's PMO के under there's an independent so there is Department of Atomic Energy, and it has one more organization under it, there is Atomic Energy Commission. And the function of Atomic Energy Commission is to promote nuclear research. And to look after prospecting and extraction of atomic minerals, कि कहाँ से we can get nuclear minerals, where we can get nuclear minerals, and to extend financial assistance to national organizations we are doing research. तो जितने भी research organizations हैं which are doing research in nuclear technology, to assist them. तो ये एक important role है Department of Atomic Energy के अंदर Atomic Energy Commission. Atomic Energy Commission. So you should know about this. So there are various research centers under Atomic Energy Commission. Right now, BARC is one of the important. Bhabha Atomic Research Center is one of the important research center which is situated in Mumbai. Then there is Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research. Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research. It's based in Kalpakkam, Tamil Nadu. Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research. Then there is a Variable Energy Cyclotron Center. Variable Energy Cyclotron Center. It's based in Kolkata. As I said, Cyclotron 30, which is used for generation of medical grade radioactive elements, is generated. Cyclotron 30 जो है वो यहाँ कोलकाता में ही है, तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. That is Variable Energy Cyclotron Center. There is Indian Neutrino Observatory, which we are trying to build. It's in Theni, Tamil Nadu. It's also based in. It's also under Atomic Energy Commission. Then Raja Raman Center for Advanced Technology, that also is in Indore. That also comes under ये Atomic Energy Commission. So Department of Atomic Energy has a few of the important PSUs under it. First important PSUs under Department of Atomic Energy is Electronics Corporation of India Limited. Electronic Corporation of India Limited, which is responsible for all the research in electronics, and it is also in use because it generates EVMs. EVMs is generated by Electronics Corporation of India Limited. It's based in Hyderabad. So please write it down as I say tell you. The next is Indian Rare Earth Limited. Indian Rare Earth Limited, which is based in Mumbai. जो next organization which we already discussed is Uranium Corporation of India Limited. The headquarter जो आपको पता है पहले सिंगापुर में है. Then NPCIL Nuclear Power Corporation of India already told headquarter is in Mumbai. And Bhavani already told to you responsible for generation of fast breeder reactor, that is prototype fast breeder reactor. And the headquarter of Bhavani is in Kalpaka. So all the PSUs which are under nuclear, what do you say, with Department of Atomic Energy, आपको पता चाहिए. There's one more organization at the international level which looks or which regulates the nuclear technology or the spread, which avoids the spread of nuclear weapons, is International Atomic Energy Agency. Atomic Energy Agency is based in Vienna, and it's also known as, the organization is also known as Atoms for Peace and Development. Atoms for Peace and Development. So you should know about this. Atoms for it also, it's known as Atoms for Peace and Development. And one thing, it does not come under UN. It is not under UN, but it reports to UN. ये UN के अंडर नहीं है, but it reports to UN. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. Independent what do you say, independent international organizations है. Independent international organizations are, but it does not come under it does not come under UN, but it reports to UN. So ये important है. It's also in use. It has set up various standards for nuclear power plants, and it independently goes and checks into nuclear power plants and see whether they are using any what do you say, any facility for generation of nuclear weapons. Other जो और कुछ treaties and कुछ organizations आपको पता चाहिए. First important is NPT, that is Non-Proliferation Treaty, which was started in 1963, and it tries to discriminate the world into two parts, that is nuclear weapon countries and non-nuclear weapon countries. So the five countries which are part of UN Security Council, they have said that only 5 countries can have nuclear weapons, that is US, China, Russia, France, and what do you say, UK. These are the only 5 countries which can have nuclear weapons. All the other countries would not or should not have nuclear weapons. So India has not signed NPT, and the 4 countries which have not signed NPT is India, Israel, Pakistan, and South Sudan. Rest all the countries, and it's one of the reasons why India is not getting part of getting admission into energy is because India has not signed NPT, and India think this as a discriminatory way of what do you say, non-proliferation or what do you say, denuclearization. India's concept of what is India's nuclear policy? The question आ सकता है कि इंडिया की nuclear policy क्या है? First important nuclear policy, which is no first use. Okay, India won't use nuclear weapon for the first time, but there's a ये कि अगर if anyone uses biological or chemical weapons, we can use nuclear weapons. Third is sorry, there will be massive retaliation and mass destruction if nuclear weapon is used against India. Next is India won't use nuclear weapons against non-nuclear countries. Against India won't use nuclear weapons. Next important thing is nuclear weapons should be used only for peaceful purposes. तो ये important आपको पता चाहिए, peaceful purposes के लिए. Next is जो nuclear weapons होंगे, it would be under political control, not under army control or any other non-governmental control. It would be under political control. तो ये एक मेजर पार्ट है इंडियाज न्यूक्लियर पॉलिसी का. बट मेजरली आप सबको सिर्फ नो फर्स्ट यूज ही पता चाहिए, बट दीज आर ऑल्सो few of the important points. And one more last point is India wants universal denuclearization or universal universal denuclearization. And because of this, India has not signed NPT. And India sees threat on both the fronts, that is China and Pakistan. जिस वजह से India has also not signed CTBT, that is Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. There are 8 countries which have not signed it, and it has not come into force. And it prohibits all form of nuclear test. So there's CTBT organizations also. So India is not part of it. As I said, NSG was formed after the Pokhran test. It's also known as London Group. It's also known as London Group, and it regulates export of nuclear technology and fuel. So India has not got access to this group. India has already got access to the rest of the 3 group, that is Australia Group, MTCR, and the Wassenaar Group. So India has access to all these 3 groups and usko admission mila hai, but India has not got access to NSG. And the resistance is from China. China wants India to sign NPT. The Australia groups look after biological and chemical weapons control and the spread of biological and chemical weapons. MTCR is missile technology control regime, and so it bans transfer of missile technology more than 300, which has a range of more than 300 kilometers. And Wassenaar looks after dual use technology, जो civilian and डिफेंस के यूज होता है, तो ड्यूअल यूज टेक्नोलॉजी को रेगुलेट वैसेनार ग्रुप करता है. तो उस पर्सपेक्टिव से आपको ये तीनों पता चाहिए, एमटीसीआर भी पता चाहिए. देयर आर फ्यू न्यूक्लियर फ्री जोन्स अराउंड द वर्ल्ड which avoids or which aims at not using nuclear weapons in that region. First is सबसे important is Pilindabi. It's a treaty of Africa, Pilindabi, and which prohibits use of nuclear weapons, and it's a treaty among the countries of Africa. Next is Treaty of Bangkok. And it's for ASEAN region. Side by side आपको Treaty of Talent, लिख लो, स्पेलिंग आपको पता चले, Tlatelolco. It's for Caribbean region and Latin America. Tlatelolco. Side by side, Antarctic Treaty also ban use of nuclear weapons in Antarctica. One of the important treaties which bans use of nuclear weapons in outer space or in space is Outer Space Treaty. Outer Space Treaty. So it bans use of nuclear weapons, only nuclear weapons in, what do you say, in outer space. Or तो ये आपको outer space treaty you should know. Outer space treaty also tells कि you cannot claim over any of the celestial bodies, so moon, yeah, any of the जो भी planets है, no, none of the countries can claim their rights over this treaty. One of the other treaties which is in news is Paros. There is prevention of armed race in outer space. Because outer space treaties ban only nuclear weapons, there is a demand for Paros, that is, which bans all the weapons. So, but it has not come into force. So, outer space treaty आपको पता चाहिए. Side by side आपको ये भी पता चाहिए. Treaty of Semi. It's for Central Asia free zone, nuclear free zone. Central Asia nuclear free zone. So, all these treaties also you should know. You should know about CTBT, and you should know about NPT. As I said, आपको other uses of nuclear technology भी पता चाहिए. Uh, One important other one of other organization which is in news is जो आपको पता चाहिए regarding nuclear uh, nuclear weapons is International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons. It's an important organization, ICAN, and International Campaign for Abolishing Nuclear Weapons. It's an NGO and which has got Nobel Prize for their proposal or for their implementation of treaty. कौन सी treaty है? Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. ये treaty, they have passed this treaty with the help of 103 countries in UN, and because of their work on prohibition of nuclear weapons, so ये this treaty is this organization, it's also in use. As I said, कि nuclear waste या भी जो भी ये होता है. One more thing which was in news in PIB. You should know that we have been able to develop glass vitrified cesium pencil. Glass vitrified cesium pencils from radioactive waste. So radioactive waste, what we have been able to develop is glass vitrified cesium pencils, and which can be used for treating blood cancer. तो ये एक आपको पता चाहिए which is in news. Then there is also और एक चीज जो न्यूज में था, there's an agreement on the prohibition of attack against nuclear installations. लिख लीजिए agreement on the prohibition of attack against nuclear installation. And this agreement on the prohibition of attack against nuclear installation is between India and Pakistan. So India and Pakistan have to give a list to each other about their nuclear installation, where all they have kept, where all their nuclear power plants on 1st of January, and so that they have made an agreement that they won't attack each other's nuclear facilities. तो ये एक आपको पता चाहिए with respect to nuclear energy. So most of the things I have tried to explain in this chapter, please be revised. Side by side आपको ये भी पता चाहिए Henry Becquerel was the person which was responsible for identification of radioactivity, and Henry Becquerel के नाम पर ही जो radioactivity is measured in becquerels. ये एक बेसिक्स आपको जो एनसीईआरटी से आपको पता चाहिए कि becquerel क्या होता है. हमने E=mc स्क्वायर देखा. एंड न्यूक्लियर, जब भी न्यूक्लियर टेक्नोलॉजी बात हुई या फिर रेडियोएक्टिविटी बात हुई, तो देयर आर टू फोर्सेस व्हिच आर इन न्यूज जो आपको पता चाहिए, दैट इज वीक न्यूक्लियर फोर्स एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग न्यूक्लियर फोर्स. So, and nuclear decay is because of weak nuclear force, and alpha decay is when you क्या बोलते हैं helium atom जाता है, beta is when electron और positron, and gamma is photon और high energy compound. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. दो टाइप के reactions मैंने बताया. यूरेनियम मतलब एनर्जी कहाँ दी है, because of Einstein's equation that E is equal to mc square. C is the speed of light. Fusion reaction, cold fusion, ITER आपको पता है mostly. I think so, एक बार search कर लेना. It's in France. I think so, it's in France. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. कोल्ड फ्यूजन क्या होता है, साइक्लोट्रॉन क्या होता है, साइक्लोन 30 का रोल क्या है, तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. साइक्लोन 30 एग्रीकल्चर में यूज किया है, डिफेंस में क्या है. किलो पावर is also one thing you should know. Uranium के टाइप्स मैंने बताया, आइसोबार, आइसोटाइप, आई ट्राई टू टेल यू एटॉमिक नंबर, एटॉमिक मास, एलोट्रोप्स क्या होते हैं, यूरेनियम सबसे ज्यादा कहाँ मिलता है, इंडिया में कहाँ मिलता है, थोरियम where do you find in India, thorium, why it is a good source, that I've explained. Research reactors, I've explained all the research reactor, fast breeder reactor I've told you. I've also told you about Kalpakkam and Bhavani, and fast breeder reactor which we are developing. Kamini also I've told you. Energy fast breeder reactor also. I've told you about all the reactors, which nuclear reactors. Moderator बताया, coolant का role बताया, then control rods का importance बताया, then fuel कौन सा, there are 3 stages. First इसमें 235, next इसमें plutonium, and third इसमें uranium 233. मैंने atomic energy regulatory board उसका importance बताया, then NPCIL का role क्या है, then nuclear command authority, nuclear recycle board, department of atomic energy, atomic energy commission, all the organizations, BRC, Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research, variable energy cyclotron center, all the organization under department of atomic energy, that is ECIL, Bhavani, Uranium Corporation of India Limited, which is set up in yeah. Next is energy NPT के बारे में. No first use India's nuclear policy also I explained. CTBT is also I explained. It has not come into force. 8 countries have not signed it. तो ये एक important है. Then various energy का role क्या है. तो export of nuclear technology and fuel वो control करता है. India is not one. Nuclear free zones पता है. Outer space treaties. Paros का important. Paros is also in मतलब discussion में चल रहा है, which is not signed. Then ICANN का importance, why it is in use, PIM, glass rectified seals and pencils. Agreement on the prohibition of attack of against nuclear installations. So all these things, what do you say? I've tried to explain. All these things I've tried to explain through these lectures, and hopefully, if you have any doubt, I'm happy to cover all these doubts. अगर कोई doubt है, you can always ask me on Telegram. Next lecture would be on Monday. It would be on biotechnology. Make sure आप थोड़ा सा basics पढ़ के आओगे, तो it would be easy. And I'll take it both static plus current. So this is our first initiative, and hopefully you like this lecture. जितने भी notes हैं, make sure you can go through this lecture again. It will be uploaded on your stencils after some point, after an hour. So you can go through. फिर से you can go through this lecture. So I want. So any doubts, go through this lecture and make handwritten notes, and keep a space after each part. Keep a space after each part. If you like the lectures, please give a thumbs up. So it would be it's a what do you say? What do you say? It is a help for us and to understand